I'm just sitting here in the warehouse. An idea came to my head. It's not a planned video. As a matter of fact, I do not have any script for this, but I'm thinking about, the current state of reselling, and I was just being honest with myself, because taking a look at all what's going on, the fact that people are trying to make money with this method of making money. If you go online, pretty much everybody suggests to you that reselling is something that you can actually use to make money. I mean, this is, as a matter of fact, very true, because I have done it myself, as a matter of fact, for a very, very long time. And I consider myself somebody that has actually paid the sacrifice I need to pay to be successful in this method of making money in 2026. And I'm taking a look at the situation of things. And like I said, I'm just being honest with myself here. And I'm actually saying, you know what? Even though this is a proven method of making money, not everybody's going to be successful with, reselling as a way to make ends meet. Not everybody's going to be successful. And this is coming at a point where a lot of people, one way or the other, are looking for just one little hack, to make sure that they do not have a 9-to-5 job. And if I want to be honest, I'm telling you, the kind of people that are going to make it going forward in reselling are pretty much just, this set of people I'm going to be talking about right now. Like I said, I'm going to be going back and front because I do not have a script. I do not even have a set out order in which to talk about this video. It came to my head, and sometimes when I have this kind of idea, I want to quickly get it out, because typically I tend to be very, very busy, and if I don't do this now, I might forget. The first set of people that will make it in this new order of reselling are the people that actually can figure out a way to source items very, very cheap and very, very consistent. All right, yes, there is a way to figure out that, and sometimes this way of figuring out items that are very cheap and also get that item consistently, which means all year round, sometimes it's on the borderline between luck and hard work. I'm telling you, sometimes the most hardworking people are not the people that actually can figure out where to source items for cheap. Sometimes it's just a matter of luck. You were just opportune to get to a certain place at a certain time. And these are the kind of people that are going to be shining, going forward. I mean, this is not the only set of people. Another group of people that are going to be making it with this reselling are those that can actually, pay the price through hard work. You are not going to leave any stone unturned. You're going to pay the ultimate sacrifice. When I'm talking about hard work, I'm talking about really burning the midnight candle, saying no to pretty much everything, saying no to social life, saying no sometimes to family. I'm just being honest with you. I have nothing to sell you, according to Alex Hormozy, all right? The people that are going to be able to pay the price, which is to work extremely, extremely hard to a point where, borrowing once again from Alex Hormozy, it just becomes, impossible to fail, which is you are kind of going online, searching out what is selling, figuring out how you can get it, and you are brute forcing your way through to making sure that you find a supplier of a particular item. And the sheer fact that you are just not stopping in doing volumes, if you have to drop ship the items, if you have to consign, as like set them as consignment, if you have to reach out and pretty much beg a supplier that, look, you want something by fire, by force. Look, you're going to be really, really extremely hardworking. And sometimes you may say that you be a lone ranger, which is somebody that just live alone. You don't have a wife, you don't have kids. You don't have this kind of responsibilities that want to drag you back one way or the other. I'm telling you, you are ultimately going to succeed. But if you are thinking that you can just come here because there's money to be grabbed, I'm telling you, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to fall down. And you are pretty much going to throw in the towel sooner or later. Another set of people that can actually make it, going forward are those people that are very smart to be able to add value to whatever they are trying to sell. Gone are the days where you can just go ahead and buy something from point A. I want to sell it. Of course, it still works. I'm telling you, I'm not, when I'm talking about making money or making it as a reseller, I'm talking about making 10 euro here, 20 euro. I'm talking about consistent income. Sometimes 100,000 euro a year, 70,000 euro a year. I'm talking about that kind of income, year in, year out. All right. The people that are able to say, look, I want to look for a way to add value to whatever I am buying. All right. I am currently doing this using computers, laptops, desktop PCs. When I get the laptop that I sell on my website from companies, most of the time they are looking in the poorest, configuration. Most of the time they are poorly configured. I'm talking about RAM sticks, hard drives, and so on and so forth. But then I kind of bring these, PCs to a configuration that will be very, very interesting to somebody on the other side. Sometimes I have to increase the RAM sticks. Sometimes I have to increase the hard drive size. And sometimes me adding value to those laptops might just be me putting a new hard drive in it, because there are certain group of people that just do not want to buy a used laptop with an old drive, because they pretty much understand, or they feel like these drives are going to die pretty much sooner or later. Another way that I am actually adding value to these items is that sometimes I'm just going out to get the best items, bringing them in, cleaning them, making sure they're in very responsible, condition. And if there are some defects here and there, let's say in case of a keyboard, the keyboard is already pulling off, I go ahead and change it and make sure it's looking in the best condition, and then go ahead and sell it to somebody that will be willing to pay, 40, 50 euros higher than if he or she was to go get it himself. This is one way I can add value. If you are somebody that sells book, you could look for, similar books, bundle them together, and, present it in such a way that when somebody sees it, there's just no way the person is going to pass out on that offer. Those that are able to really figure out a way to add value to whatever they're already buying. It could be you just ironing the clothes that you get from the dollar shop. You just bringing it home, adding a lot of value, ironing it up, making sure that they are looking as new again before reselling it. Because if you're able to do this, yes, there will be people that will see the value that you are bringing to the market. I want to patronize you, but I will warn you, this is going to take a lot of time, a lot of dedication, a lot of determination to actually pull this up. But those that's going to fail are those that think reselling is one thing that can actually be handled with kid gloves, something that you can just come around, do whenever you have time. But if you are thinking of making it as a hobby, I have absolutely no problem with that. You also go and enjoy your hobby, but I'm talking about those that have said, I want this thing to be a business enterprise, a business venture, a business where I can actually be making money. I will have expenses. I will document, my sales, my incomes and stuff like that. And from the profits of these, transactions or whatever I'm making in this business, I'll be able to go back to the market, buy new inventories, and then bring them back and repeat the process over and over and again, and do it for a very, very long time. If this is what you are actually looking at, then you have to fall in one of these categories of people that I have mentioned for you to be able to seek success. Of course, there are other things. If I think of any other category of people that will succeed with this, business model, I am definitely going to make, a second video detailing those things that I have found out. But these three set of people are those that I really do think if you fall into one of these categories, it's just going to be inevitable for you not to succeed using reselling as a business model. I hope this video helps you. If it does, please go to the like section, click on the like button, consider subscribing to the channel. Until I see you again in the next video, peace out.